All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get this video out the way. I want to say thank y'all for joining me. I'm gonna be real quick. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and share the video when I get done. If you'd like to support, my Cash App is at the bottom. But let's go ahead and get into it so y'all can go ahead and go about the rest of y'all day. So as y'all know, I am Gram fam. So yesterday the news came out that Grambling State terminated the volleyball coach, Chelsey Lucas. Now I know it's been a lot of controversy, so I just wanted to provide some additional context and also give you guys a timeline based on the information that is available at this time. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so this statement came out from, and as you can see, it's on the GSU page. And I think that for me, it raised more questions than anything. It says Tuesday they announced the termination. Okay, it was made by the president and the AD, Dr. Gallo and Dr. Scott. Now, this is where it kind of gets interesting to me because it said the decision was made due to the determination of an internal investigation within the volleyball program. And then it says any additional comments will be held until the conclusion of the investigation. And to be honest, I really felt like that was kind of odd. And I'm gonna say this because going back to their original statement, and this is a tweet that they pulled out. It says that they hired a national law firm to investigate this. So the use of the word internal has been kind of dragging me because if it's a third party investigation, then how is it then internal? It seemed like either they used the wrong word or maybe there was some internal investigation going on that we just did not know about, because the two pieces are not, is it internal or is it independent? Or am I just tripping and letting the word kind of mix me up? So that was the first thing that kind of stood out to me. All right. Oh, wait a minute. So then I wanted to go back to what, let me go back. So I wanted to give you guys also additional context because her being fired was very strange to me, considering the fact that when this first started, this was the statement, and I hope y'all can see that, from our AD, and I'm going to go ahead and play that for y'all.
I guess I'm Doug Warner, our top story at 5, the big decision made earlier this week.
Did it freeze? Oh, okay. I think my video is freezing.
By this brand new coach at Grambling State University, the school.
Okay, so it looks like that's not gonna work. Internet is something. So let's go back
volleyball
to
coach. Well, tonight we're hearing from the athletic director at Grambling State, just a day after we learned of the controversial decision by that school's brand new coach to cut the entire team. Kids who thought their college futures were set, but were sent packing and their scholarships taken away. The AD says he supports the decision. KSLA News 12's Corey Johnson with our new answers tonight on this one. Corey.
That's right, Doug. Grambling Athletic Director Travion Scott says the decision by Coach Chelsey Lucas was not last minute, and he supports it. In a one-on-one interview with KSLA today, Scott explained that any time the team concludes their spring season and it doesn't lead to a championship, championship. It then gives the coach a chance to evaluate and draw the course for that team going forward. Scott says he has an open door policy and that the players that were cut from the team and have concerns should discuss them with him in a private meeting. Overall, Scott says he believes the right decision was made and the players still have time to choose to remain at the university or go elsewhere. Now, many are now wondering what's next for the roster and have those spots been backfilled. Here's what Dr. Scott had to say.
I think I want to get off of this we're hearing thing. I want to provide some facts, right? I've been told, again, I've only spoken to two student athletes, one prospective and one current, that Coach Lucas is bringing an entire team. That's inaccurate. All right, let's deal in fact. My belief is that it's 4 or 5 young ladies. I think the tone and tenor was also that she cut the entire team when in fact she attempted to keep I think 4 or 5.
Now, you may recall on Wednesday, Athletic Communications Director Brian Howard said Coach Lucas had already recruited somewhere between 14 and 15 girls for that team. Open tryouts took place for the team this afternoon. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear from one freshman athlete who was cut from the team about whether she'll decide to stay or whether she'll decide to go.
Certainly interesting hearing two different, slightly two different versions, one from the communications director, now the AD, about if she's bringing an entire team and if some of the players were allowed to stay on board. That's certainly conflicting, to say the least.
Absolutely. Just a lot of questions that still need to be answered, but we're definitely looking into them.
All right, Corey Johnson, thank you for that update.
Okay, so that was the initial statement from the athletic department at Grambling. To me, it seems like he was in support of what was going on, which that was just a month ago, y'all. I don't know exactly like what happened between then and now for her to get fired. I think that her getting fired, to me, I have more questions. Like, I just have more questions. And the fact that she says she's been silenced this entire time, that puzzles me, because if she's done nothing wrong, then I think she should be able to defend herself. Like, it's to me, there are still a lot of missing pieces. And quite honestly, I don't know if we'll ever even know completely what happened. I'm trying to find the statement that she made yesterday, because she did allude to the fact that let me see if I can. Oh, that's the wrong thing. She did allude to the fact that she will be getting an attorney, but I wanted to bring that up for y'all, and I'm not seeing it on my slide that I had prepared for y'all. So hold on. Let me try to see if I can find it. Give me 1 second, y'all. See if I can find it. Oh, look. Nope, it's not on there. But anyway, I did post it on my Twitter. So let me pull that up. What is this? Oh, I just got a new subscriber. Let me pull it up and I'll just read it for y'all. And y'all can go back to my Twitter page and look at it. It's pinned up there. But she says, since I started at Grambling, I have been ordered not to speak to the media. My voice, unfortunately, has been silenced, but despite the rumors and accusations about me. As a result, I have not been able to provide my side of the story about the many events now that have occurred during my tenure as head coach. Remind you, I think she got there in February, as head volleyball coach at Grambling. I was told today, without notice or any opportunity for discussion. I don't agree with that. Just like, I think both sides should have. I always said I feel like both sides didn't come to the table in all of this. And actually, it's 3 sides. It's the athletic department, it's the coaches, and the players. But she said, I was told today without notice or any opportunity for discussion that I was being terminated. When I asked why I was being terminated, the administration was not able to provide me any details about why they decided to fire me. Here's a point of contention that I've seen on on my Twitter a lot today. A lot of people are saying, oh, she did the volleyball players the same way. And I keep going back to the fact that if you look at the statement that was released from Grambling, it says that the investigation has not concluded. So it's like, I don't know, y'all. I'm really stuck on this one. And I've always maintained the fact that not knowing her side really, really bothers me. Really bothers me. Yes, we got a statement. Yes, the AD was interviewed, the SID was interviewed, but it's her story, and I think that she was not able to tell it. I'm hearing a lot of different things, and I think that what it's going to boil down to, because she said in her statement that she will be working with an attorney to prepare a response. And she says, and I believe that my side of the story will demonstrate that what happened to me today was not right or just. And I think as much as we want to slam Coach Lucas to the wall in this whole situation, based on just one side of the story, I think that there is some truth to what she's saying. And I could be wrong. And if I am wrong, I'll eat that. No problem. Miss Wilson said, I do too. Yeah, like, it's not making any sense to me what actually happened throughout the whole entire process. Like, it's too many missing pieces for it to be, oh, just Miss Lucas. I mean, just Coach Lucas is the fall guy. She's just this and that and that. And to be honest, some of y'all comments are just, it's just, I don't know. Some things I just wouldn't say until I knew everything. And then it's like the story got so big that it went all the way to ESPN, and it's like, what do you do to contain that? What do you do? How does Grambling compete with a news media agency, a sports media agency like ESPN? What do you do in that regard? That's a totally different level, and I feel like Grambling has to take some responsibility as well as far as how it was handled. Okay, how was it handled? And I think it goes back to what we've been saying. Well, I know I've been saying for months. When are we actually going to demand a certain level of accountability and excellence at our HBCUs? I think that we are just at a turning point right now, and the old ways of doing things are just not going to work. And I think it keeps showing up more and more and more and more. It's like every week it's something. Every week, right? I don't understand why you would fire somebody if the investigation has not been concluded. And then she even alluded to the fact that she had a meeting with the president to discuss how she had been treated. And then all of a sudden it was like she showed up to another meeting and she gets told she get fired. So what happened because the timeline is not clear. If you're going to say you stand by her, then stand by her. Now all of a sudden she getting fired. Like I will say this. I feel like there's so much that we don't know. And to be honest, I have no personal connection to any of these people. My involvement is purely from an alumni perspective. I want to do everything I can to make sure that I'm supporting my university. And sometimes you have to say the things that nobody else is willing to say. So I want to make it clear, I am not a spokesperson for any HBCU. I'm not a spokesperson for Grambling at all. These are just, my opinions, because I know in the HBCU space, we like to run off things and just take them and do what we want to do with them. So I want to make that clear. That's not what's going on here. These are just totally my opinions. You can agree or disagree. But it goes back to what I said earlier, is we just don't know. And right now, because I get both sides, and I never said this, but I'm gonna say it now. When I really, really heavily, because I stepped away from a lot because I have a COVID baby. So when I really just started like getting back into this space, I contacted certain people to figure out how I can support their sports programs. Like, what can I do? And I've talked to a lot of folks, right? So this is not, you know, it's not me singling out a certain individual or anything. And so I have been following certain pages and stuff like that for a while and kind of seeing. So one thing I don't even think that a lot of people are even mentioning is that when she first came to Grambling, there was already tension between her and the players. So when I saw that, I already knew that it wasn't going to work out. Like in my head, I was like, yeah, because hey, I'm going to tell you something about this generation right here. I mean, they different. They different. They a little different. I mean, they understand. If nobody else understands the power of social media, this young generation right here, I'm telling you, they are bar none. We've seen them get, I mean, heck, this is another prime example, using the power of social media to get somebody fired. We've seen it happen a lot. So I think that as a whole, and I can't sit up on here all day with y'all. We can continue this conversation on Twitter, but I just wanted to get out a couple of points that I want to make. And y'all, this is my first time going live, so I'm really nervous. And as I told y'all last week, I'm really trying to settle into this space, this podcast blogger. I'm not a journalist. Oh, we had that discussion the other day. I am not a journalist, okay? So don't go looking for my credentials. You'll find a degree, but it won't be in any kind of media. Okay, I have a math degree. So just want to put that out there. But Miss Willis, yeah, it seems like some decisions were made. I don't even know if it's hurt feelings at this point. I just think that we're not meeting the moment for where we are. We're not meeting it. There has to be a higher level of accountability and excellence. I wanted to give a shout out to Stephen Gaither from HBCU Game Day. It's like the people are waking up and they're saying, listen, because I made the statement earlier. Have we ever really held our administration accountable at our HBCUs, or do we treat them like Baptist preachers and they can do no wrong? And you can look at some of my comments, some of the comments on my page. Some people refuse to admit that there is a problem. I don't operate like that, y'all. And that's why I feel today that I probably needed to come out and say something, because this is a watershed moment for us. And to me, I don't believe in discarding people. I believe that everybody can learn. And I believe that you can take the same person, develop them, and make them better. So I'm not one of those people that are calling for heads. People need to be fired. That's not. I don't believe in that. I think people we should give people opportunities. But if they can't get the program, then that's something different. And I think that the SWAC thought, or the HBCUs think, that the SWAC thinks, that Grambling thinks, we can just continue to operate at the same level that we once were. And let's be honest. What do I mean by that? In dysfunction, no accountability. Nobody's gonna question me. I'm a king sitting on this throne in my HBCU. Things like that. Nobody. I made the point earlier. Mackenzie Woods, which is Steve Bezos' wife, she gave all this money to our HBCUs. Has anybody even thought to look and see what happened to the money? We see a lot of people get mad. Prime example, last week we saw a lot of people get mad because Diddy gave Jackson State $1 million. He'll make that announcement that Davis going to give them $1 million. And everybody got so upset. And it was from schools that allegedly Jeff Bezos' ex-wife gave money to. And I'm like, y'all are mad at the wrong people. Go look up the public records. For one, a lot of stuff is public record. We don't even check. Don't even try to see. And see what is actually going on with our institutions. We got to have a greater level of transparency because we are going through scandal after scandal after scandal. Even at our SWAC office. Like, we got to do better, y'all. Like, this is becoming like this is like a sore and a wound that's not healing. It's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. The cuts are going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. And I feel like people say vote with your wallet. I feel like the alumni has to be the ones that hold our institutions accountable. Otherwise, why would I send my kids to HBCU? Give me one reason. If we are accepting of this kind of level of dysfunction for family, okay, I don't want to be in no dysfunctional family. Who wants that? For the culture, I don't want to be a part of no dysfunctional culture. And I know y'all didn't think things were going to stay the same at JSU when Coach Prime got there. Literally, last week he talked about, and what's crazy is y'all give Coach Prime so much slack, but Coach Hugh be saying the same thing. Coach George be saying the same thing. But why is it that we hear it differently when it comes from Coach Prime? He said we need to start taking care of these kids when they get there. This is a part of it, y'all. Like, come on. Some stuff ain't about resources and funding. Some stuff just common sense. If I'm an AD and I'm having an issue with my new volleyball coach and the players, I have to step up and mitigate that. Okay. Did she let the girls try it again? Yes. Okay. That needs to be said. Did they show up? No. If they didn't show up, then, and it doesn't seem like that they did. I'm not sure because I haven't seen anything official about if they did come. But if I'm a student, I'm showing up. If I'm a student athlete, I'm saying, okay, let me see what I need to do to make sure that I don't lose my scholarship as an individual. That's what I'm saying. So it's just firing her, the article that Grambling wrote, all of that, it just gives, it's just more, I have more questions than I do answer. But ultimately, I wanted to get to this final point because, as Stephen A. Smith said,
I don't know. We just know the story.
Right? His words, not mine. Okay? We don't know all the facts. And I think that it's important that before we just, I'm going to say this final point. I was watching the Carlos Brown show on YouTube. And shout out to him, old school. If you like that kind of content, he went to Southern, so most of it is geared towards Southern. But he kind of has like to me a Dr. Kavir show, real old school, very helpful, very informative. But you got to tune in. He's not one of those that's like all over social media, extremely engaged. Which I wish more of our SWAC old school were. But he made a point. He said. And I think he goes live every Saturday, but he said a lot of people rush and tell these stories because they want to be first. He said it's important to be right. So I actually have been waiting this whole time for her statement before I actually said something. Yes, I've heard a lot of stuff, and most of it, I never repeat. But sometimes you have to let things and people speak for themselves. And now that she has spoken, we kind of got more of an idea, but we still have more questions. So we're going to continue the conversation on Twitter. Y'all know where to find me. Let me look at some of these comments and then I'm gonna let y'all go. My only request for my followers and people that engage my posts. I've been having a lot that never seen before and I don't follow, but you know that's how story go. Just get okay. Thank you, Mr. Boone. Yeah, Carlos has a good show, and Carlos Brown show for those y'all that are watching. Go subscribe and turn the notifications on so you can support his channel. Even though he's a Jag, I'm gonna give him that love because I do love his stuff. And then Mr. Boone says Saturday mornings at 11 p.m. from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. All right, so y'all got that information. And somebody said, nah, just as we point out. Okay, hold on. Now, just as we point out the negative, there are great positives. FAMU, Texas Southern, best pharmacy school in nation. JSU, PhD program in agribusiness, tops in nations. Give props for that. I agree, but unfortunately, I'm sorry, I forget. Unfortunately, that's going to be up to us to do that because mainstream media is not going to do that. And the proof is in the pudding, right? Just even today, what we're dealing with, how many good and positive things have happened at HBCUs, and compare that to what the mainstream media is actually reporting. That's why you see me making a big push for our independent swag media, our independent programs that cover us, because we're never going to get a fair shake in certain spaces. But yet we hold them in high regard. It's the craziest thing to me. And y'all know how I feel about ESPN. They paying us $62,500 for our content for an entire year. So I ain't even finna go off into that. But I agree. A lot of good things. Was the FAMU Marching 100 on all over the news media? Oh, because it was Louis Vuitton, so they gave it a little bit more of a boost. Yeah, I see the games they play. It's just us. It's up to us to wake up to see exactly what's happening here, because we have to be the ones to tell our story. And so, y'all know I did the HBCU top 10 content creators. So if you are new to my channel, y'all can go look at that and you'll find a bunch of folks, good folks, that cover swag content. Because like I said, the mainstream media, they only gonna show up when it's a mess, y'all. That's it. Heck, they not even looking at the fact that prime example, they gave more coverage to Jackson State, the idea that Coach Reed, not the basketball Coach Reed, they gave more attention to the fact that Coach Reed, and you can find it on my page, made a statement on 24/7 Sports that Coach Prime could take Jackson State to the FBS Big Ten. We just had 2 HBCUs join a stronger FCS conference for upward mobility, and it's almost a blackout on that. So I guess I'm just looking for something that does not exist, because I just be trying to figure out and don't y'all think those networks that covered that story that has been covering the Chelsey Lucas, Coach Lucas Grambling story got made a lot of money off of that? I'm just saying. So I just want to jump on here, y'all. It's been almost 30 minutes. I know y'all got to get back to y'all day, but hopefully I gave y'all a little bit to go off of. as a teacher, I'm just going to wrap it up and say we don't know everything. So just be mindful, and please be mindful what y'all put on my Twitter page, please, because my goodness, I got a lot of different people on there that be seeing it, and I be anyway. Just kind of be mindful of some of the things that y'all say. A lot of stuff y'all say on my page really should be sent to me in private, so I just want to put that out there. I love the dialogue. Let's keep it going. And that's it. Y'all be sweet out here in these HBCU streets.